Oh my gosh, hi.
Hi guys, a big congrats on my Lady Jane. It's funny and sweet and so relatable, even with part humans, part animals or Ethians around.
Right, even with that.
Even with that, exactly. Let's begin with you, Miss Emily. Fantastic as a Lady Jane.
Thank you.
Describe Lady Jane Grey here. I mean, she's not our typical Lady Jane, right? I mean, as a matter of fact, this is not our typical historical series, right?
No, yeah, we took what we knew about her, which is that she was incredibly educated and fiercely brave. Those are some things that we actually know about her. And that's sort of the heart of where Jane starts in our story. It's the things you don't typically see about a female character that we see right away with Jane. She's fiercely intelligent, independent, and sort of stubborn in her ways. And it's the other things, the feminine softness, vulnerability, asking for help, those things that typically you see more with the damsel in distress, which we're actually showing they're all important to be like a well-rounded person, and she needs to sort of discover that side of herself throughout the series.
It's so refreshing to see someone like Lady Jane Grey here, at a time when women really have no say or no power, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Anna, I equally fantastic as our Lady Frances.
Thank you.
I love the push and pull dynamics here between your character and your daughter, Lady Jane here. Talk to us about their intriguing dynamics.
Well, I think the writers have so brilliantly got, as you say, like a nuance. Even though the show is quite kind of large and almost caricature and fantastical, I think what the brilliance of the writing is that they have really looked seriously at the dynamic between a mother and daughter, an overpowering mother, a mother who needs the family to survive, who's willing to sacrifice the wants and needs in order to get, survive, in order for her to survive, in order for the children to survive. And I think our writers have made that so funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's a kind of can be a nightmare situation when your mother's just controlling you. But in this way, they're a match for each other,
Mm-hmm.
aren't they?
They're very distinctly different, but they might be really alike in a lot of important ways.
You guys are absolutely correct. It's funny. I mean, you guys kept me up until 3 a.m.
Oh, that is a good
That's
sign.
good. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, we're thrilled about that. That's what we want to hear.
Oh, Miss Emily, how did you prepare? And in your research, what is the most intriguing aspect of Lady Jane Grey that you discovered?
Yeah, I'm from California, so I don't have a formal education on the tutors like you probably
Although she's
do.
very bright, of course.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's a really fascinating story, and something really interesting about her is that she was like a polyglot, a linguistic mind, really.
But they were so highly educated at that
She was
time,
so
weren't they?
highly because she was educated with the same
yeah.
teacher as Elizabeth I,
Yeah.
and interestingly enough, he said that Jane was more clever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Elizabeth I was fluent in ancient Greek and Latin.
So I think Jane was just beyond her years in her intellect, and that's something that I really wanted to just show with this character, because it's so fun to have her be all these things, but also just an incredibly smart person at the center of it.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Miss Anna, real quick, I mentioned it a little earlier, but there's a lot of fantastical elements here as well. Describe the mixing of those with comedic elements, with history and real life. I mean, it's quite magical, I think.
I think that the creators of the show have trodden a very careful line, because when I first read it, I was like, how we'd sit around and we'd do our acting and we'd love our lines and we'd laugh at each other and think we all look great. But then we were like, how are they going to do this?
Yeah.
How's it actually going to work? And I don't think I realized until I saw it with a big audience here in Los Angeles. Wow, they have really managed in quite a kind of delicate way to bring it all this explaining of history, this changing of into animals from human, and this romantic comedy all at the same time. I think it's a lot of threads that they rather brilliantly and seemingly effortlessly brought into the show, but I think it's taken a lot of careful thought.
I know, it's true, because it is so unique, and so it's hard to envision something when it really is unlike anything else right now. But even having
the narrator is just so clever, isn't it?
Yep,
And
yep. I totally agree. You just made me want to be an Ethian. I want to be a pretty pink piglet.
You're gonna be a piglet? That's perfect.
I love Babe.
Yeah. Oh,
Didn't you love Babe?
Babe's one of the best movies of all time.
Best ever.
A big congrats again on my Lady Jane. Magical realism at its finest with a soundtrack to die for.
Yeah.
Long live my Lady Jane.
Thank
Oh,
you so
thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.